Welcome to In the Lupe series, where we trace the paths artists take, where they begin, what they lose, and what they find along the way. Some voices sound like hope, and some melodies aren't just music, they're light, flickering deep within the soul. I'm Charlie, your host. Today's story comes from the north. From a star, her name is Vivi. Vivi is a dream pop and lo-fi artist from Iceland. She plays piano and guitar, writes her own lyrics, and sings from the core of who she is. Her voice can soar like the sky or fall like twilight. Her songs feel like letters to the soul, telling stories of dreams, heartbreak, loneliness, and healing. She draws inspiration from old photographs, distant cities, and conversations you almost forgot but somehow still feel. Listening to Vivi is like opening a window in the dark, soft light, cold air, and the feeling that maybe you're not alone. She carried only her guitar, her laptop, and a heart full of demos, tiny apartments, and borrowed studios. She booked her own gigs, mixed her own tracks, slept on couches, floors, buses. On the surface, Vivi thought she needed success, and audience, recognition, a place in the industry. But deep down, what she truly needed was to reconnect with the why behind her music. She needed to feel again, to write without filters, to create without apology. She needed a space where vulnerability wasn't a weakness, but her strength. Most of all, she needed to belong not to a label or a scene, but to herself. In a borrowed room, she began recording. One microphone, one take. At 2 a.m., she uploaded a video of herself playing and singing to YouTube. The first comment appeared 3 days later. Then came a retweet. Then a stranger sent her a message. "You sound like hope." It didn't go viral, but it was true. That night, she called her mother. There was no big news, just the sounds of home. Her mother said, "You don't have to be dramatic. Just be genuine." And in that quiet moment, she believed maybe she could do it. She booked her own shows, slept on couches, recorded in bathrooms, but the loneliness and the pressure around her. The music industry whispered, "Be more like her, smile more." First, she stopped eating. Then, she stopped sleeping. So, she started taking sleeping pills. Then came anxiety meds. One night, she passed out before her own set. Another night, she almost didn't wake up. She looked at her hands one morning, shaking, empty, tired. That's when she knew. She wasn't just losing sleep, she was losing herself. She disconnected from everything, including her inbox, reservation, noise. She was home to the quiet edge of Iceland, where the wind still brought beautiful melodies. Days passed without singing. Then the fragments returned. As she walked along the beach, she began to write again. Not for ranking, not for criticism, just for the truth. One night, she sat by the sea and called her mother. No more words, just, "I'm tired." Her mother said, "Then rest, the world can wait." That phone call saved her. Because what she lacks is not success, but a sense of belonging. Finally, she uploaded her first album, which belonged only to her. Soon after, she was back on her feet again, and the calls started coming. 2 record companies invited her to join at the same time. One company could make a lot of money, but they wanted full creative control. New image, new sound, a whole new Vivi. The second company was smaller, indie. No glamour, but full freedom. Vivi decisively chose the second one. This decision made her lose her reputation, but told her the truth. A year later, with 10 songs and a worn-out notebook, Vivi packed her bags again. She flew to Berlin and Paris. Mall venues, word of mouth. No dancers, no big lights. Just her, a keyboard, and stories written under northern skies. The crowds were quiet. Then, they listened. And when she sang, she didn't hold back. High, low, soft, raw. She wasn't trying to be anyone else. She was finally Vivi. Today, Vivi's not chasing spotlights. She's chasing connection. Her songs don't scream, they glow. About heartbreak, healing, about belonging. And when she sings, you don't just hear her voice, you hear your own story, too. Because the girl who once got lost in the noise now writes songs that help others find their way. This is Vivi, and this is where the stars are born. Everyone has a moment where they wonder if they'll make it through. Vivi turned hers into music not for the charts, but for those still walking in the dark. In her sound, there's no pretending, just presence, just truth. Thanks for watching In the Loop. I'm Charlie, and today we met Vivi, a voice born from silence, and a star that chose to rise on her own terms. See you next time, when we go deeper into the music that moves us all.